So today I have an exciting video for you guys. I'm going to show you guys my two Woma pythons right here, and they are looking absolutely stunning right now, so stay tuned and I will tell you all about them. My name is Nick Pulaski. Growing up, I have always had a passion for wildlife, and with that passion, along with my passion of filmmaking, I get taken on some amazing adventures creating wildlife content, getting up close with a variety of incredible animals. So come follow along as I pursue my goals of educating, inspiring, exploring, and conserving wildlife, all while having fun, seeing the beauty in our natural world. Alright, so here they are right here. These are my two Woma python females. As you can see, this is the bigger one that I got last year. This gal right here is looking absolutely incredible. And then this is the newer gal that I got this year at Tinley in October. And just looking at their sizes right now, they are putting on some weight. And I haven't been power feeding them. I haven't been growing them too fast or anything like that. I'm just gradually growing them. Woma pythons normally will reach sexual maturity around like 2 to 3 years. And honestly, I probably won't be breeding mine until the females hit about 3 years and my male hits about 2. So we have some time to go. I'm thinking of getting another male soon. Let's go to this girl right here first. So she is just such a sweetheart. As you can see, she is just very docile, very curious. I mean, Womas are just in general. Can't really complain about that. That's what makes them so popular to me, is just how docile they are and curious. Her colorations are just phenomenal. Such cool striping. She has that black pigment on her head. And speaking of a Woma's head, Aspidites, which is the scientific name for these guys, actually means shield bearer, which actually refers to the larger scales on top of their heads, which is really cool because they have these smaller scales all throughout their body, and then when you get to their head, they have these larger scales that you can kind of see on the camera right now. Just such a unique species. I absolutely love them. Now, if you didn't already know, they're actually from northern and central Australia, and they actually spend most of their life actually on the burrows. Now, moving back to an update on this girl, she's actually doing incredible in terms of eating for me. So she's never missed a meal for me once. She's actually taken a whole bunch of mice from me, and now we've upped it up to rats, and she's been growing like a weed. And when I opened her enclosure today to do this video, she actually shed out last night. So it's really cool seeing her grow. I remember when I first got her and everything like that, she was not the size that she is right now. So really cool to see that. And going over to this girl right here, seeing the size difference between these two right now, and just probably about like a few months difference, is just really cool. And once you get them going on food and everything like that, they shoot up in size, as you see. And once you see these girls again, they're probably not going to be near the size that they are right now, but these are just such adorable girls right here. Absolutely love both of their temperaments. Now, I would say, like with any baby snake, they are a little bit more finicky and like a little bit like, I don't really trust you or anything like that. And with handling and everything like that, this girl's also chilled out a bit, and she's just curious and doing like Woma-like behaviors, looking around, flicking her tongue, being very curious. She eats incredibly for me too. It's actually really interesting to see my Womas eat. If you have Womas, let me know down below if yours do this too. Mine will actually just slowly grab the meal, and then they'll actually like pull it off their tongues. They don't actually like strike at it or anything like that, or I could just leave it in there and they'll slowly grow at it. They're just very docile in all their behavior, which is really cool for an animal like this. These guys will get in a nest stance at sometimes just to like bluff off and defend themselves, but they're all just huff and puff. They're not going to do anything to you. Just really unique animals right here. But what I really like about this smaller female right here is she's actually not as dark, so it's kind of like a nice range right here, where you have like this girl right here which has like the darker scales, and you have this girl right here which kind of has like a lighter patterning on her. And then her head right here, as you can see a little bit, doesn't have as much of that black blemishing on it. That's one thing with animals too, is they never cooperate on camera for you, but I'm sure we'll get a good shot of her head and everything like that. But super cool snakes. I love working with these guys. I've also too wanted to work with a close relative of these guys, which is the black-headed python, but I mean, that's going to be something down the line. I'm totally content working with these guys right now. Raising these guys up is such a fun thing. I love taking these guys out to like show with kids and everything like that, because they get a hit out of these guys. People love the patterning, they love their temperament. Just all around really fun creatures. And if you see too, they're not that fast as well too. They're very slow in their motions, but like they don't just sit there. It's not like a ball python or anything like that that'll just sit in your hand. They kind of sit in your hand, but like it's kind of a mix between like that and a boa. So like a boa will constantly be moving, you have to wear that animal out. But with these guys will move around, they'll be curious and everything like that, just moving it up and down my arm, but they're not going to be something where I need to require both of my hands to be used, obviously. I'm holding both of them. Now, as far as reaching full length goes, this girl's probably pushing about 2.5 feet right now. This girl's probably about like a foot long. And normally with adult Womas, they're going to reach about 4.5 to 5.5 feet long. For most people, is a manageable size for a snake, so these guys are really cool for that. I feel as though this is kind of turning into like semi of an update video, semi about Woma pythons. I'm gonna kind of give you guys the best of both. Wasn't planning that to begin with, honestly, but here we are. We're gonna do that. But yeah, I'm always finding these guys burrow inside their enclosures, which is kind of what their behavior is also in the wild. Like I said, they live in burrows and they love love like the drier climates like in Australia too. And I guess, like I said, since we're doing semi of an update video, semi of like a care guideline thing, I guess I'll go over like captive care for these guys. They are relatively easy to keep, but they're not commonly kept. And I think that's more so based on just like availability and knowledge knowing about these guys, which I highly suggest, like with anything, doing your research on whatever you're getting. But yeah, like I said, these guys aren't commonly kept in captivity per se. So as far as keeping these guys goes in captivity, you can easily keep like a baby this size, normally around in like a 20 long tank, and then just like fill it with like sand and like rocks and of course like a heat lamp and some hides. That would be like the ideal setup for these guys, because like I said, they love to burrow, they'll hide out during the day, they're nocturnal, they'll be active at night, and then when they're like growing to like sub-adult to adult size, that's kind of when you want to upgrade to like maybe like a 40-gallon tank. But that's going to be something that's most comfortable to housing a full-grown Woma python. But yeah, as far as care goes and everything like that, I would say they're a moderate snake to have, more so because of like a full-grown adult is going to get larger, so something with a snake around that size that I always put caution on, because some people still can't handle something that's normally around like 4.5 to 5 foot, and sometimes even larger. It's common. These guys take frozen thawed from me. They had no problem doing that ever since they were young. It was pretty easy, honestly. Like I said, these guys have never missed a meal for me. They're not finicky like ball pythons are. Now, as long as you keep conditions stable and right in the enclosure, you can keep a Woma python pretty happy and healthy for all of its life. So yeah, like I said, definitely excited to be working with these guys. Really cool animals to have. Also, let me know too if you guys down in the comments have Woma pythons or black-headed pythons. And again, if you guys have questions about Woma pythons or anything, you can leave questions down in the comments, as well as do your research too. Besides this video, go beyond and see other keepers too, and see what they do with their Woma pythons. I always suggest that because it's always good to get a whole bunch of knowledge before getting into something, and from a whole bunch of different sources too, just to see what kind of works best for you, and like maybe some other tips and tricks that other people might have too. It's always good, and we're always trying to work for the greater good of the animals right here. And in doing so, you get happy, healthy snakes and reptiles and animals just like these guys right here. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you guys could do me a couple favors, if you could like this video and subscribe to my channel, I would greatly appreciate it. And make sure you subscribe and click that bell, because I have some really cool things I'm going to show you guys soon. I know I've been away for a while, but that's all about to change. We're going to be pumping out some really cool content here shortly, so stay tuned for that. And until next time, I will see you guys soon.